morning. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. This is the newspaper show and I'm Hina Gambhir. Let's get started and tell you what's making headlines as far as the Times of India this Thursday morning is concerned. And the big story is about Rajasthan and the political crisis that's going on. Speaker there has slapped anti-defection notice on Sachin Pilot and 18 other MLAs. That's the big story that the Times of India this morning is leading with. Acts on petition seeking their disqualification, and Speaker has powers to disqualify, but rebels can move High Court or Supreme Court. That's what the Times of India has reported this morning. BJP, however, has said don't feel the need for a floor test right now. Speaker has ample powers to disqualify the rebel MLAs. State Congress decides to dissolve all district and block committees immediately. BJP's Gulab Chand Kataria says party doesn't feel the need for a floor test as of now. And ex-Deputy Chief Minister Sachin Pilot has said that he's not joining the BJP. Rumors being spread to malign him in front of the Gandhis. That's the only statement that we've seen coming from Sachin Pilot. However, he hasn't really come out and held any kind of a press conference. Remember, the expectation was that the press conference will happen, but as of now, no word on that. Then Ashok Gehlot also reacted yesterday. He said about Pilot that you were part of horse trading. Ashok Gehlot on Wednesday accused Sachin Pilot of conspiring with the BJP to defeat Congress candidates during the June 19 Rajya Sabha polls. The Chief Minister claimed he had proved that a 20 crore deal was in the making and Pilot was directly involved in horse trading of MLAs. To this charge as well, Sachin Pilot hasn't reacted so far. Let's now move on. Yesterday, the results came out for Class 12 board exams as well, CBSE. Unlike Class 12, a big drop in CBSE Class 10, 90% plus scorers. No merit list, marginal rise in pass percentage, and number of high scorers falls by over 55,000. So that's about the CBSE Class 10th results. Kendriya Vidyalayas retain top spot with a slight drop. Delhi second last but has highest increase. Unlike the Class 12 results, Delhi region is in the second last position with a pass percentage of 85.9%, which however is the highest percentage point increase from an 80.9% last year. Then Google to pay Reliance Industries 34,000 crore rupees for a 7.7% stake in Jio Platforms. That's another big story. India and EU to work towards broad-based free trade agreement. Remember, an agreement was stalled since 2013, and now India and EU in this summit that happened yesterday finally decided to start work towards this broad-based FTA. So that's also a big development that has taken place between India and European Union. India hits highest one-day count of cases as well as fatalities, 15 days of July versus all of June. So the number of cases that we've seen in the first 15 days of July were there in the entire month of June, because in July, if you see, since 1st of July, the number of cases has been over 20,000, and yesterday the number of cases were close to 30,000 per day. Positivity rate seems to be quite stable between 9 and 10%. Daily testing to detect COVID increased significantly with over 3.2 lakh samples tested on Tuesday, the highest so far. Despite the sample size increasing, the positivity rate is stable between 9 and 10%. So that's another update. City active cases just 15% of total. That's about the national capital. De-escalation in Pangong Tso, Depsang will take time. Military de-escalation in Pangong Tso, Depsang and other areas of eastern Ladakh is still some distance away, with India and China yet to fully agree on the modalities and timelines for stepwise process that should eventually also lead to de-induction of troop and weapon deployment along the unresolved border by two sides. That's what Rajat Pandit has reported. Lavasa in line to be CEC picked up for ADB. In a dramatic turn, the central government has handpicked Election Commissioner Ashok Lavasa for the position of one of the vice presidents of Manila-based Asian Development Bank. That's a big development. Then fear of dirty loos keeps government hospital beds empty. The COVID crisis has meant that many from the middle class have seen in the inside of a government hospital for the first time in their lives. Then India gets its first Desi vaccine for pneumonia. 3-day complete lockdown in Goa for following the spike in COVID cases. IMA says 99 doctors have died due to COVID-19 so far. No COVID test will happen for pregnant women. The Delhi government has told the High Court on Wednesday that pregnant women are not required to undergo a COVID test when they go to a hospital in the city for childbirth. No interim stay on Mahakota. The Supreme Court on Wednesday decided to hear daily arguments from July 27 on petitions challenging the validity of 12% Maratha quota in jobs and education institutions in Maharashtra, but refused to grant any interim stay on this particular application. Couple of more interesting stories. US President Donald Trump pledges to sign a very strong merit-based immigration act that will also take care of immigrants brought to the country illegally as kids, many of whom are Indian or South Asian descent. So that's another thing to look forward to from the United States of America. World COVID numbers, 13.4 million cases are there around the world. 580,000 people around the world have lost their lives because of COVID-19. US President Donald Trump has also ordered an end to Hong Kong's special status with US and signs a new law that would sanction Chinese officials. Qatar World Cup 2022 to begin on 21st of November as FIFA announces the schedule. The final will be held in Doha a month later on December 18. Hopefully things will get better in terms of coronavirus by that time. Let's now move on and get you the latest as far as the Navbharat Times this morning is concerned, and a lot of interesting stories reported here as well. लेकिन जो सबसे बड़ी खबर है वो है राजस्थान क्राइसिस से जुड़ी हुई. यहाँ पर नवभारत टाइम्स का हेडलाइन है, पायलट के एग्जिट रूट पर सस्पेंस, कहा बीजेपी में नहीं जाना, कांग्रेस विधायकी छीनने को है तैयार. और पायलट बोले चीफ मिनिस्टर ने काम नहीं करने दिया. गहलोत बोले सरकार गिराने में लगे थे डेप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर, फॉर्मर डेप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर सचिन पायलट. उसके अलावा 10वीं में 27% घटे टॉप स्कोरर. कल 10वीं के रिजल्ट आ गए हैं. गूगल और जियो सस्ता 5G स्मार्टफोन लाएंगे. ट्रंप प्रशासन का यू टर्न, भारतीय छात्रों को बड़ी राहत मिल गई है. पहले ट्रंप एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने कहा था कि जिनके क्लासेस ऑनलाइन हो जाएंगे, इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स जो यूएस में पढ़ रहे हैं उनको अपने कंट्रीज वापस जाना पड़ेगा, लेकिन अब उसमें थोड़ी सी छूट मिल गई है. तो बिग रिलीफ फॉर इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स, स्पेसिफिकली 2 लाख से ज्यादा इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो यूएस में पढ़ रहे हैं. बारामूला में बीजेपी कार्यकर्ता अगवा, फिर सुरक्षित मिला. कोरोना से जीतने वालों ने बनाया देश में रिकॉर्ड, क्योंकि जो रिकवरी रेट है बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ रहा है. देश में 24 घंटों में 29,429 क्लोज टू 30,000 जो है नए केसेस आए थे, और साथ ही 20,572 लोग ठीक भी हो गए थे, जो अभी तक का सबसे ज्यादा आंकड़ा है. देखें तो पैंगोंग में फिंगर 8 से पीछे हटने को तैयार नहीं चीन. अभी पैंगोंग और डेप्सैंग को लेकर बातचीत इंडिया और चाइना के बीच में चल रही है. सो दिस इज अबाउट द लेटेस्ट एज फार एज नवभारत टाइम्स इज कंसर्न. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स नाउ, द पिंक पेपर. एंड द इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स टुडे इज लीडिंग विद द डील बिटवीन Google and Jio platforms. Google to pick up 7.7% in Jio platforms for about 33.7 thousand crore rupees. Time to pivot. Mukesh Ambani signals big change in Reliance Industries business orientation to a future of digital offerings, clean energy and new materials. Next wave of investments likely in retail arm. More and more investments are expected over the next couple of days as well. That's the indication. FB, Google get to step up India play. Reliance to induct global partners and investors in retail business. Shares closed 4% down on Aramco deal delay. Reliance Industries share rose to a 52-week high, but then they fell down after the group announced a delay in Saudi Aramco deal. And apart from this, savings disincentivized, real interest rates slide into negative territory. Sharp fall in deposit rates, rise in consumer prices pull down real interest rates. Reliance Industries has also announced homegrown 5G solution, a trade surplus in the country after 18 long years. That's another story on the front page. Imports plummet, June surplus at $790 million. India registered a trade surplus of $790 million in the month of June, the first in almost 2 decades, as imports plummeted, raising concerns over the health of the domestic economy. And a surplus happens when you're exporting more and importing less, when your export bill bill is higher than your import bill, and this has happened because the imports have fallen sharply. Apart from this, China companies Delhi, Mumbai e-way bids rejected. India has rejected bids of 2 Chinese firms, subsidiaries of a construction engineering corporation company that emerged as the lowest bidders for developing 2 stretches of the coming Delhi-Mumbai expressway, citing security concerns. The cost of the 2 projects is about 800 crore rupees each. Display origin tag on listings. This is what Amazon has told its sellers. Sellers on Amazon India will have to disclose the country of origin of new and existing products listing by August 10. The e-commerce marketplace has said this in an email to sellers. Amazon has warned sellers that their listings could be suspended if they fail to comply. Infosys released results. FY21 revenue may grow at 0 to 2%. SEBI wants corporate bonds to trade on exchange platforms. So that's about the latest as far as the Economic Times is concerned. In fact, Apple wins fight against $15 billion EU tax order. That's also another story on the front page. Let's now be more city specific and talk about the national capital. My colleague Parveena this morning is joining us on the broadcast from the national capital. Parveena, good morning. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal lauds Delhi model but says fight far from over. Even though the active cases have come down, recovered cases are more. Chief Minister perhaps indicating that we need to be cautious.
Well, yes, remember Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal mentioned that even though the cases have come drastically down, but we are still working on all the infrastructural facility which will require to cater to COVID patients in days to come, because current scenario does not necessarily assure you that the cases will always be same or the numbers will remain same. It might also increase, and hence the state is ready for all the preparation which it requires with the help of the center as well as many private organizations and civil societies which are helping him, for which he categorically thanked the center. Remember, because handling cases at the national capital is much different than any other states, because there are 3 parties which controls the state, with the center, MCD and Delhi government. It needs a lot of permissions and signatures from different parties, and hence he has thanked all these parties at this moment for helping the state to reduce the number of cases, but at the same time, cautioning every citizen in Delhi that that does not necessarily mean that the cases will always be down, and the state is prepared to cater to more such cases in days to come.
All right. Thank you very much, Parveena, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. In fact, a couple of more interesting stories about the national capital we want to quickly highlight. The Delhi COVID count has crossed 1.16 lakh, active cases down by 857 in a day. At least a week more for Sero survey result, High Court has been told. In fact, at the same time, just 3.6% who tested negative via antigen referred to RT-PCR. Seniors fight off virus, kin don't want them back. That's another story coming from the national capital. Nightclub hosting party has been raided, 31 held. Run in the garb of restaurant club also served hookah and liquor, banned during pandemic. There is an update about Tablighi case as well. 200 more have got bail in that case. So that's about some more stories coming from the national capital. Talking about Mumbai now, as far as the Mumbai edition of the Times of India this morning is concerned, we have the big update on the COVID count in Maharashtra. Arunil, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast. Arunil, good morning. Maharashtra has added 1 lakh cases in 15 days. That's the maximum outside the city.
Well, that is right, Hina. In fact, yesterday also 7,975 cases were recorded in the state of Maharashtra. This is the second single day highest spike in the state of Maharashtra. And in the last 15 days, if you look at it, around 1,01,000 cases have been recorded across Maharashtra. So that is really a worrisome sign. And total 2,75,000 cases are there in the state of Maharashtra. But out of that, there is a ray of hope as well. Around 1,50,000 patients have recovered and they have gone home. They have been discharged from the hospital. So yes, the basically patients are getting treated, and the discharge rate is around 55% in the state of Maharashtra, we understand. One important point, Hina, that I would like to point towards is Mumbai no longer is the main epicenter of the coronavirus in the state of Maharashtra. Yes, the concerns in the financial financial capital certainly remains. But Thane has emerged to be the main epicenter now. The Thane district active cases at present is more than 34,000. That's what we understand. And after that, it is Pune, which is slightly more than Mumbai as well.
Okay.
So the BMC commissioner also mentioned about saying that is why lockdown has not been imposed in the city of Mumbai at present, like it has been imposed in other cities like Pune, Thane, Navi Mumbai, etc.
Thank you very much, Arunil, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. In fact, you spoke about Navi Mumbai. Times of India is also reporting that Navi Mumbai has breached the 10,000 mark in cases. Every third patient there is in the hospital. And apart from this, heavy showers soak Mumbai, but elude catchment area lakes. That's another story in this edition. Moving on now to the Kolkata edition of the Times of India. My colleague Tamal Saha joining us on the broadcast this morning. Tamal, good morning. Bengal cases scale new peak. Deaths cross 1,000 milestone.
Well, that's right, Hina. In fact, over the past 1 week and even more than that, the numbers had been on the spike, and the state government believes that the numbers would further increase in the next couple of weeks because the state would be increasing testing, tracking and tracing, quote unquote. That's what Mamata Banerjee said yesterday during a press briefing. Yes, unfortunately, 1,000 people have lost their lives, and the case fatality rate in West Bengal is one of the highest in the country. However, having said so, 700 plus people were discharged from the hospital yesterday in one single day, keeping the discharge rate still above 60%. So yes, the numbers are growing and the discharge rate is equally growing. We have seen the impact of the virulence has lost its character to a great extent, and that's what the medical experts are also believing. And now the aim is to treat people, cure people and get them released within a time span of 4 to 5 days so that the discharge rate can be maintained. At the same time, more beds can be kept vacant for critical patients, because that's the challenge at this point in time. More testing means more positive, and more positive would also mean more logistical support. At this point in time, the state government is trying to ensure that there is enough logistical support, enough quarantine centers, enough safe homes, and also we know that the lockdown at containment zones, the renewed version of containment zone has now been extended till 19th of July, and the spectrum has also been brought into even North Bengal districts.
All right. Thank you very much, Tamal, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. In fact, the Kolkata edition is also reporting that Chief Minister has asked everyone to stay alert because according to the Chief Minister of West Bengal, experts are predicting cases will rise over the next 2 months. Moving on now to the Bengaluru edition of the Times of India this morning. My colleague Imran joining us on the broadcast for the latest from Karnataka. Imran, good morning. As cases spike, Health Minister says only God can save Karnataka. What kind of a statement is that?
Well, absolutely, Hina. In fact, this statement has gone very well with the people here in Bangalore, especially when we've seen the spike in number of cases. People are not getting beds, and ICU is getting an ICU room is uphill and toss there. And the health minister coming out with a statement saying that cases are expected to double in the next month, and the government cannot do much. Only God can help us. At a time when this is happening, at the same time, the India's watched much touted by the state government, India's biggest COVID center. Now there is a scam which has come up where their beds were taken on rental basis for 24 crore rupees per month cost, which actually when purchased is around only 7 crore rupees. CM had to step in, and there has been a complete shambles as a whole entire COVID response team now. Karnataka, which earlier claimed that they are doing the best testing and contact tracing, nothing is happening right now because of infighting between ministers, and now there are 7 ministers in charge of COVID-19 here in Karnataka. And over this, when the people are looking up the sure that the facilities are provided, Health Minister coming out with a statement saying that government cannot do, only God can help us, is what even opposition is lashed out to it, and asking Chief Health Minister to resign if he cannot perform the job what assigned to him.
All right, Imran, thank you very much for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. Let's now move on to the Chennai edition of the Times of India. My colleague Shilpa joining us on the broadcast for this one. And Tamil Nadu, we know, is now the second worst affected state in the country after Maharashtra. And And in Tamil Nadu, it is the capital city Chennai which is seeing the maximum number of cases, and the cases are rising quite sharply. And as far as the front page is concerned of the Chennai edition, the big story is that BCG vaccine to be given to Tamil Nadu's COVID-19 patients above 60 years of age. So that's the big development that has taken place, and we will be getting more details on this from my colleague Shilpa, who is live with us. Shilpa, good morning. Give us more details.
Well, Hina, this is being done as part of a study that is conducted by the National Institute of Tuberculosis. The ICMR had requested Tamil Nadu government as to whether they can allow this to, take place in the state. And that is when yesterday Health Minister C. Vijayabhaskar took to Twitter and said that, BCG vaccines would be given to the elderly patients aged between 65 to 90 to see whether it can be, it can help in reducing the mortality rates in COVID-19. In fact, the state health minister said that citizens above the age of 60 are being given anti-tuberculosis shots, which is usually given to children as part of a national trial to study the vaccine's effect in preventing COVID-19. And the patients will be followed up after 6 months to test the vaccine's efficiency in reducing deaths. So this is what the health minister, of course, has said. But several people on social media has raised, they've raised apprehensions about the use of BCG vaccine because it is usually administered for infants and children, and it has never been, administered for elderly people. So there are several people who have expressed concerns, but this is, of course, part of a study that is being undertaken, and Tamil Nadu, of course, has given its consent to the study.
All right. Thank you very much, Shilpa, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. Couple of more interesting stories coming from around the country. Delhi to Chandigarh in 2 hours by 2023. This is what Times of India has reported. NHAI vows to fast-track 5 key projects, and this is going to be one of those. Then there is an update about Kulbhushan Jadhav as well. Ahead of Pak deadline, India seeks free access to Kulbhushan Jadhav, states terms that Islamabad needs to drop. Pakistan arrests government staffer, claims he is raw agent. Pakistan's Federal Investigation Agency, FIA, has arrested a government employee on Wednesday, claiming he was a raw agent and involved in targeting killings and bombings in the southern port city of Karachi. As far as news from around the world is concerned, then the big story is that to punish China, Trump has ordered an end to Hong Kong special status. Beijing vows to retaliate after US president signs Hong Kong sanctions bill. Then US to hit Huawei employees with visa ban for rights abuses. Young activists stop Hong Kong democracy primaries. Amid White House infighting, hopes of a COVID vaccine are rising. Moderna vaccine induces antibodies in 45 people. Final trials to begin. So this is clearly giving a lot of hope. Then a report has suggested that positive news on Oxford vaccine may be announced on Thursday. All eyes are going to be on this Oxford vaccine as well. Remember, in India as well, Zydus has started the human trials. The Russian scientist, defense minister hail vaccine trial results. Then Donald Trump says will sign merit-based immigration act. Canada announces more relaxations for international students, especially during coronavirus pandemic. Let's now move on and get you the latest from the world of sports. My colleague Karishma joining us on the broadcast this morning to tell us what's making headlines today. Karishma, good morning. What do you have for us from the world of sports today?
Well, good morning. Tell our viewers, in test match between England and West Indies is slated to start today, and what Jason Holder has very importantly said is that he wants the tag of West Indies surprising cricket fraternity when they win a test match wants to be removed. He doesn't want West Indies winning a test match to be an unexpected result. Rather, teams should be wary of the West Indies batting and bowling attack and consider them a threat in test match cricket. Remember, they beat England by 4 wickets in the first test match, and beating England in England is no mean achievement, and West Indies will be going into the second test match today in Manchester with a whole lot of new confidence in the entire team, Hina.
All right. Thank you very much, Karishma, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. Here's a quick look at what you can find as far as Delhi Times this morning is concerned. Raveena Tandon has said that it was an Atmanirbhar shoot, did her own hair and makeup. Salman returning with Bigg Boss in September. A film on 84 riots. That's something that's also being considered right now. With this, it's a wrap. Thank you very much for staying with us here on the Newspaper Show.